And now, the host of Quirks of Israel, Reverend Peter Faust.
Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Good to be here. Sorry about that. Don't want any wasps in the studio. Thank you. Good to see you all. Welcome. Thank you for coming today. I see by the looks on your faces you are still enjoying this show and you keep applauding. Great, great, great. Okay. Welcome to episode 16 of the Quirks of Israel. Okay. Yes, we've made it. We're plugging along. All right. Today's episode is called Singing in Israel, from Ben Yehuda to the Kotel. What is the Kotel? It is not a type of hotel or motel, but instead, it's the Hebrew word for the Western Wall, the holiest site in Judaism. It is the original retaining wall of the first century Temple Mount. And the major clue, apart from the geographical location, is the archaeological evidence supporting this, particularly the Herodian beveled stones of the Western Wall, as well as the massive foundation stones and tunnels below the Western Wall. This incredible site was a bustling market street of the first century, as thousands of pilgrims would have strolled through the streets below the Temple Mount, purchased the temple shekel, brought their sacrifices, and entered one of a number of major entrances to the temple to worship the God of Israel. So this location is also very important to Christians as well. Since Jesus and the disciples were Jews, they would have been very familiar with these surroundings, as well as participated in worship in the temple. The Temple Mount itself currently houses the Islamic shrine, the Dome of the Rock, today. And the Al-Aqsa Mosque, as this is the location, is also of the third holiest site in Islam. But to Jews and Christians, Jerusalem is central, and the Temple Mount is the epicenter of that centrality, the location of the first and second temple, the place where Abraham bound Isaac on Mount Moriah, the location of Jacob's dream, and so much more, culminating in the very place where Solomon dedicated the temple. The Shekinah glory filled the courts and rested above the mercy seat of the Ark of the Covenant, and where this place was called in the Bible a place of prayer for all nations. But we are talking about singing today. Jerusalem is a city of music. From the days David played his harp to the sounds of Israeli pop music, cantors strolling the streets, music buskers, the odd guy belting out a song off key, to the instrumentalists playing violins, guitar, piano, the odd rapper, and a host of other melodies. I would say Israelis in general are very musical. Music is part of their genes. From the Levitical choirs of the temple period to Fiddler on the Roof, to the Israeli Philharmonic Orchestra, David Broza, Sarit Hadad, opera, and so much more. Israel is a gem in the Middle East. You hear music everywhere. Sometimes it's startling, and most of the time it just makes you smile and tap your foot. I once stepped onto Jaffa Street to catch the tram, and like a volcano, a man strolling by burst into beautiful operatic ecstasy, his voice soaring over the rooftops and my heart nearly exploding out of my chest with the surprise of being ambushed by beautiful music. Then I have lovely memories of walking through Ben Yehuda and hearing the Russian-style music floating over the crowds, or a man strumming away at his guitar with expert style while singing in French, to the terrible rapper who made you cringe, to the Simon and Garfunkel style of Israelis singing folk music, to the techno jazz man at a fake Yamaha keyboard as he was playing and smiled wildly and did a little but very impressive jig. Look, I knew it wasn't a Yamaha. No way a Yamaha would have those notes and sounds he was playing. True story. I was on Ben Yehuda searching for a coffee. I passed a musician with his guitar who was singing this melodious song in Hebrew, like a song you may attempt to impress a girl and win her heart, but it was soothing and mysterious. I purchased my coffee, and as I walked back the way I had come, I could hear the musician now plucking loudly away at the famous Neil Young song, Old Man. And as I passed him and smirked to myself that even Neil Young is known in Israel, the man burst into a third song, a Christian song, These Are the Days of Elijah. Now that's some quirky stuff, hey? I think so. All right. So let's walk into the old city now. Come with me, all right? Now, when my wife and I lived in Jerusalem a number of years ago, the municipality put on an amazing event called Sounds of the Old City. What they did was set up stations all throughout the old city, and at each station was a different type of music played by professionals, both local and international. It was a free event, and thousands came out to take in the vibes. Jews and Arabs, everyone. The diversity was amazing. At the David Tower Citadel, you had a Motown gospel jazz team. A little further, you had Yemenite Jewish music. In the Christian quarter, there was a jazz soul singer who is phenomenal. And at the Cardo, there was 8 musicians playing Moroccan instrumental music. Amazing. I remember another time passing the Hurva synagogue once on my way to the Kotel, and there was this bearded Jewish fellow. Now, I know that hardly anyone in Israel has a beard, but this guy had a lovely full beard, definitely groomed, and he definitely groomed it and taken care of it, probably with beard oil. It was speckled with gray, and he had this kind of philosopher type face and stunning hat. The kind of guy who looks like an artist, but actually is an artist, and probably has an incredible life story. Anyway, this man also looked like he came straight from the Broadway set of Fiddler on the Roof. He held his violin to play, steadied the bow, and in his other hand, and proceeded to play the Fiddler on the Roof song. If I were a rich man, that's what he played. It was beautiful, like listening to an angel. Many people crowded around to soak up the melody under the light of the Jewish quarter. The stunning Hurva synagogue and all its brilliance was the violinist's backdrop. And one cat, a finely groomed old city cat, which lounged on the wall behind the man, listening to every note. When the song finished, people placed coins and bills in the musician's violin case, and the cat, like a phantom in the night, moved on, inspired, no doubt, to start some cat quartet of the old city. Just a show of hands, how many here would entertain a city, kind of like a cat quartet of the old city tour of Jerusalem? Hey, no hands? You think it's a bad idea? Okay, well, whatever. Okay, scrap that. Look, I'll just tell our tour agent to forget it and cancel the tour brochures, okay? Yes, here's the canceling cat quartets of the old city. Okay, now down at the Kotel is a whole other different ballgame. This is big league stuff, blow your mind stuff, like life-changing, anything can happen, no rules, tourist or local, it doesn't matter. If you think you've heard incredible music before, witnessed dancing, or a couple people jumping and bouncing to music, think again. At the Kotel, this is where music and dancing is made. But it's a different type of music. You don't get rock bands down there, of course not. But you get thousands of people, at times, singing and praying in choruses that stir the soul. On a high holy day, try saying that 10 times fast. High holy day, high holy day. Cat gets your tongue, right? So anyway, on a high holy day or like a Shabbat or a Sabbath, you can have amazing song lifting and swaying as it ripples among the people there. Then if you go to the Kotel on Jerusalem Day, or let's say breaking the fast on Yom Kippur, my goodness, it doesn't matter who you are, you could literally be pulled into a massive hora and dance your socks off while singing, laughing. My goodness, it's crazy. I know I have. It is amazing. So, be at the Kotel during a bar mitzvah as a casual observer and witness wonderful singing of scripture and prayers. Attend the Kotel during Passover and hear thousands sing the Hallel, which the Hallel is Psalms 113 to 118. The music and experiences that one witnesses while visiting the Kotel are beyond words. So when you travel to Israel, pay attention to the music. Stop and take time to listen. Soak it up. You'll hear it everywhere, especially in Jerusalem, and it makes me smile and it warms my heart and feeds my soul. I mean, except for that rapper who appears near the coffee bean on Jaffa, no, that rap music doesn't feed my soul, but most of the other music does. Even that other tone-deaf musician who often tries to sing a little further down from the rapper, but God bless them, they do try and to blend their sound with the rest of the city's melodies. Israel is quirky. Yes, indeed it is. Join me on episode 17 of the Quirks of Israel as I bring to you archaeology in Israel. Cheers and shalom.